Zerko's Report, episode 54. How to keep your troops from eating all of your food. Or perhaps this video could be titled, How to Train an Infinite Amount of Troops and Never Have to Feed Them. Okay. So here's the thing. If you look up at the top at my resource status bar, it says I have my food is in the red. Well, I did that. I allowed that to happen so I could show you how I build this up. Currently, I am running statistics, military, general info, 12 million troops. So let's find out how much it cost to feed these guys. If you hit the training tab at the bottom middle, you can just select any one. Let's do the T1s first. And down here towards the bottom under characteristics, it says upkeep 0.48 units of food per hour. So a half unit of food per hour. All right, keep that in mind. We're going to go over to our hero here. And we're going to look bottom left, we'll click bonuses. And food consumption, number 3 from the top, is a minus 20%. All right. And then we're going to go here to the VIP level. And we'll click VIP level bonus. And currently my level, about 6 lines down, says food consumption, minus 32%. So right there is about minus 50%. Okay. So we know that a T1 actually eats more than that, but based on those two, it has brought it down to a half unit of food per hour. Now we want that down to 0, and yesterday I had it at 0, but I let those bonuses expire. So now we're going to go to the boost icon near the top right here where you see the silver coins in that circular button. And we're going to click on resources, bottom left. And we can see my food production I'm not producing any food. And troop upkeep, it says I have 1. For the purpose of this video, I'm just going to burn this 25%. And now we're going to go back here and click on the training button, bring up T1 again. And now you can see the upkeep is at essentially a quarter unit of food per hour. So I just applied a 25% upkeep bonus, and had I applied a 50% upkeep bonus, I would have got that down to 0. So now you can see in my resource status bar up at the top, once again, I am producing. So just prior to that, if you saw in the video, I didn't make note of it, but I was like minus 3.5 million units of food per hour. And let's go see what it is now, because obviously I'm in the black. Statistics, and my food is now at 1.2 plus. So we're now producing again. Let's go down. Let's go back here. Statistics, and we're going to click military, general info. And we're going to see that I have T4s down here towards the bottom of this list. Berserkers, catapults, and wolves. So let's go find out how much they're consuming. So we'll click on the training button, and we're going to scroll past T1s. T2s. Alright, so they're a half unit food per hour. T3s are about 3/4 of a unit. T4s are taking almost 1 unit of food per hour. So I could adjust that accordingly by, let's X out of here, go back to boost, resources, troop upkeep, let's select that, scroll down, and I could choose a great economy of 50% or even 75% for a larger boost. You're always better off buying the 7-day. And at first you go, wow, this is way too much gold to be spending. Not if you're in my clan, it's not. Because we win some gold, baby. Yes, we do. So I will probably then be applying a 50% 7-day economy. So that'll bring that down. But we're about to cross another checkpoint in this current event. So I'm going to wait. Because that's 20,000 gold for the 50%. 7-day 50%. But I also want this. Resource production. I currently have a 24-hour 100%. I have 2 of those, so I'm going to do that. But you see the 7-day 100%. That's also 20,000. So let's go ahead and do this. I have 2 days left on the 50%. You know what? Before I push go ahead on that, let's get a reference point here. Okay, so we have 1.2 million, less than 500,000, and that's okay because you can see my resource says 1.9 billion. So it doesn't matter how weak that one is. Iron is almost 1 million, stone's 1.6, and silver is 1.3. All right, go back to the boost, resources, resource production, and we're going to use our 24-hour 100% bonuses. We have 2 of them. So yes, we know that. We're going to do this anyway. Now get 2 days, 100%. Now let's go back. Look at these. Now we're at 2.5. Iron is over 1 million. Stone and silver are up as well. We're making good progress here. All right. So, mind you, we've added, we've improved our food production rate, but it has not affected our upkeep rate. So, I wanted to show you both of those so that you know they are separate. So, if I want to improve the upkeep, then I will, if I don't want my troops to eat as much food, then I have to do better. Currently it's at 25%. So now that I know, well, now that I have at least 48 hours of 100%, I could go ahead and get this 7-day 50% bonus. But that wouldn't leave me enough. That would put me too close, and I always like to have a margin of at least 10,000 gold. So we're about to cross a checkpoint, and when I do that, I will probably get the 7-day 50%, because what that's going to do is by shaving off more and my soldiers aren't eating as much, my production rate will be the same, but I won't go through it. That doesn't make sense. Disregard that thought. I can't rewind it. You hopefully catch what I'm saying. Anyway, so your hero skill points will determine your food consumption. You can find that. Let's go to skills here. On the right column, scroll down and keep scrolling. And there you go, right in the middle of the screen, food consumption. So that's where you'll pull that down. So that'll give you your 20. And I was recently talking to the chief, and he was saying work as hard as you possibly can on your VIP levels. With his, I've mentioned this in a previous video with his, no, it wasn't his, but I mentioned this in a previous video, who had a fellow player who had so many millions of troops, but he wasn't having to feed them at all. 0, and he was still making a lot of food. And he too, like the chief, said a lot of it has to do with VIP levels, but also baggy and also your hero skill point allocation. So there's a kind of 3-4 factors that really play a huge role. So let's see. As I showed you, I have 12 million troops at this moment, and I'm still producing 2.5 million units of food per hour. So anytime someone says, oh, I'm in the red, I promise you it's just one of those 4 things I mentioned are out of balance. So go adjust those. You can get these, let's get a lot of these bonuses from the clan store. So now I believe the upkeep bonus is not available through the clan store. You actually have to buy that one. But if 50% is sufficient, don't worry about it. And I mean, don't worry about getting the 100%. I kind of want to test the 100% out, just see how it works for my T4s, how far it brings it down. But right now I'm producing pretty well, so we'll see. Maybe I'll do that later. Anyway, hey, there's no reason you can't train as many troops as you want, but you need to have the strength, the knowledge behind it from the Oracle, as I've talked previous videos. But once you start producing and you're worrying about food hitting the red, this is how you resolve that. All right, hope that helps. Zerko out.